Hey Mark, Stuart, Peter, Bill, good day. If it sounds like I'm about dead, it's because I am. I'm stuffed. Like seriously, it's a bit late for me. I'm going to have to do something about toughening up before we do too many more of these. Hey Stuart, having an excellent Tuesday, Bill. I'm stuffed. I've got a special dispensation tonight to turn the lights on in the shed. We're not moved in officially, and we don't have an actual lease agreement or land use agreement or whatever. But everyone's pretty friendly and they're like, go for it, go for your life. So here I am, Shenandoah Steam Shed. Things are a mess. I've got a roller here that's an absolute mess. This is the first time anyone's probably seen the roller on live stream in daylight. It's looking a bit lived in. Ash pan's out of it. Yeah, I could do with a wash in and out, and some paint and some TLC, quite a lot of all the above. Really be nice to pull it out of the shed and give it a good scrub. At some point that's going to happen in the next few weeks. Mark Osborne, good day. Don't know when, but it will happen after the National Rally. It's looking a bit tired, and a road run a week or two before. So it's sort of a workbench at the moment and a place to put things. Oh gosh, speaking of which, road run, Old Glory magazine this month, page 8 I think, it's an article on our road run. It's a freight train going through at a great rate of notes. You can hear that in the background, but it's probably worth a look if you see Old Glory. Mark will probably see it eventually. Keep a copy for me if you do, Mark. I'll probably get it somewhere, but I don't know where. Anyway. Hubcaps needs more than shampooing. Things looking a bit untidy, but it's reasonably clean, I guess. It's cleaner than if it had been outside or out the bush, but it does need a scrub, and everything you touch get filthy, so it's a job. What else? Been at work today. Feeling a bit stuffed, to be honest. Pick handles, a lot of pick handles and axe handles. So carrying 3 pick handles around at once is, it sort of makes for a big day. I think I walked about 8 kilometres today, according to my Apple Watch, which I cannot as yet use, but I've had it for some time, and because all my other batteries are flat, I thought, well, I'll get it out. An exercise app I'm using, but it's a bit sketchy. Randy, g'day. Raymond, g'day. Just an update or a catch up for anyone who's coming in late. There's a few of you there. We turned the lights on tonight in the shed for this live stream. We're not officially moved in, but I've got a lot of stuff here, and I thought, well, let's do this. Everyone's pretty friendly, so it's not really a problem. Two mates, Marty and Will, from just west of Toowoomba, come down in a little truck and help move about 4 tonne of stuff in exchange for some roller paint work. So that's something I'm going to do at Christmas time probably. So I'll be up that way at Christmas time. I've probably got 5 or 6 paint jobs I think to do coming up at Christmas time. Some interesting stuff, little jobs, big jobs. Should be good. William Henry, g'day. So this is sort of the space. It's not huge. If we have a look, if I get over here on this corner, we can have a bit of a look. There's a lot of junk. But it's not a huge space. This fridge is a little portable there. It's looking very Mickey Mouse. He's down on Friday. I think he's away from home all week. I think he's in on Friday. That's sitting there. My roller's there. Looking a bit tired. That makes the shed look fairly small because it is sort of huge. There's several railway inspection cars and trucks and things kicking around here that aren't ours. Before anyone asks, there's one there, and the Fairmont there, and there's like a platform trolley and a truck, and another 4-wheel. They actually belong to Tallowood Ventures. They're going up to another shed in the next few weeks. There's quite a lot more of these. If anyone's keen on section cars and section car running and stuff, probably get in touch with Tallowood Ventures because they do have some that may be coming up and for purchase if anyone's interested. What else? I've been unpacking slowly and moving stuff. Like I've got a lot of stuff and I'm sort of between places and hopefully this lease goes through because if it doesn't, we're in trouble. I'm going to have to find somewhere to put all this junk. But at this stage, it looks all right. I hope. A lot of stuff that I forget I even have, like a Lee dovetail jig there, and a couple of rack jacks there that probably could do with a service and a clean up. They'd be very useful if we got them tidied up with toes on them. That's a job at some point. A lot of tools and hand tools and things. I had to buy a new battery drill because the old one died. Got it wet. Like seriously wet, doing a job on it. Not really all that impressed. I'm going to pull it apart and see if it'll clean up, and it might. It's been a good drill, but it's just dead. So I had to go and buy a new one because everything was screwed into wooden crates and I had to unscrew it. So that come with a battery and a charger, which is on charge there. Sheds are never big enough, that's correct. We get at least another 2 or 3 of these in here. It's going to run out of space pretty quick. Hopefully these go fairly quickly. What else? Picked this up for $40 in Grafton. This is a bit of a scare, a bit of a gift, I guess. I did own a new one of these and I got rid of it, and I kind of regret that. It was in Tasmania. I really do regret selling it, but I needed the cash to move and I went to a good home. But Mine was a white international, not a beach, which is the expert version. This is a Canadian beach, Smiths Falls, Ontario, Canada. It's a bit untidy. For $40 it's a gift because they're such heavyweight boxes. They've probably got more metal in them than the Snap-on. This one's got a... That's a beach, yes. Randy, very nice bit of gear. For $40 it's a gift. It might get a cut and polish, is why the polish is there. I've sort of given it a bit of a go and it's got a bit of shine back on it. It needs a bit more of a wash. There's no paint at all on this end, I don't think. It looks like it's been sandblasted. It hasn't got a key and the lock's seized up, so I'm going to have to go and get a little... Probably not a genuine beach lock, but I'll go and find a cam lock fitting to go in it. I don't know whether it really needs to lock up, but it probably does. It's full of wasp nests and things in underneath, so the drawers probably need to come out and have a look in the back, see what's actually in there. It's probably just dirt and sandpaper and crap. Randy has a bunch of beach boxes. Yes, they are nice. They're pretty sweet. Look, I bought a white international top box and a chest, which was about this size. This is a brown belt, but a roll cab in 90. It was last century. 95, 94, some moment of lucidity, I bought one of those, and I think I paid about $1,200 for the two of them then, and that's pushing 30 years ago. So I'd hate to think what a new one's worth now. So this was popped up for $40 and I just grabbed it because it's worth having. Pretty nice box. It's a bit unloved, but probably degreasing them and a clean, and it'll come up all right and a cut and polish. Don't know what to do about the side, whether I just put a little mural or something on one side. It's only one end, it's got no paint at all on it. The rest is not terrible. This one's got good paint on it. Anyway, so that was this week's score. I think it'll clean up pretty nice. Push comes to shove, we can... Hello, it's got riveted handles. That's not helpful. Yeah, can't pull the handles off and clean it. My white international had screw-on handles. Interesting. Riveted handles, they're on there for good. So, got other stuff sorted. I've got 3D printer running. The other week in On-Shape live stream, which is going to happen again, but it didn't. This is lifted, has it? I don't know how this is going to work. I think we've got a problem there. Yeah, we've got a problem. Might stop that print and do it another night. The other night in the live stream, we did a little plate for a donation box for the shed here. So I thought I'd get one of them printed out in plastic, but that's lifted, so that plate's going to need cleaning after the move. Splinter, G'day. Who's up north? I think we're going to have problems with this print. I'm going to stop it in a minute. Hey, Kevin. So this is all in bits for the move. Is James here? James is going to miss this. I'm going to do a cutout on this foot here, where my finger is, on this overhead drive. To fit round so this fits on there like that nicely. That's the thought process there. While it's all apart, I'm probably going to give this a coat of paint because it's all greasy and oily. I'm certainly going to pull this top off here and give that a coat of varnish, clean up. I've got some spar varnish there, but it'd be just nice after what it had was just Cabot's crystal clear or something, which wasn't particularly easy thing to keep clean. So we're going to put some spar varnish on that and put it all back together. The only casualty was one oiler on the lathe, and I'm not real happy about that, but I think it's repairable. The whole move so far. D-bit grinders there, needs a clean up. Thanks guys, this is entirely due to you guys that this bandsaw's here, but that'll be fairly useful. Got a little belt linisher which is kind of okay, it's a bit crap to be honest. I don't know how long that'll last. I think it'll get upgraded reasonably quickly. Mills arrived, all in one piece, and tapping machine there. But mills arrived. I'm not sure this is where it's going to stay. I'm pretty sure it's not, but this is as far as I could get it in with the excavator off the back of the truck. Cladding's here for the roller. My fret saw's here, which needs some work, and that'll happen fairly soon. Shed's got a new broom, which is kind of cool. Went and bought a new broom, and the rubbish tin will be the next thing. We have ashed this all out and given it a bit. We've been cleaning up in underneath it. There's still a lot more to do, but it's pretty oily and pretty dirty. I think this print's going to fail, so we're going to stop this. Yep. There we go. So it's lifted under the corner there. Not real good. Bottom layer's pretty good apart from that. But that's what size that plate will be. Anyway, at some point we'll clean that and fix that. We'll turn that off. What else? I think this brown built cabinet is probably going to be a paint cabinet. I'm not sure yet. It was surplus to someone else's requirements and I picked it up, but I'm not sure we're going to keep it. I've had it for a while and it's been a paint cabinet, but it's got projects and things in it at the moment out of the way. We'll see how that goes. What else have I got to show you? There's a yard crane or floor crane that belongs to the Mackies. It's going to be a fairly useful thing to have. Pretty decent little crane, that. It's here for storage, basically. But be useful to use it if we need to. Oh, feet are sore. This is what we're making it work. This is a reject. It's not a particularly good handle. Around here so you can actually see it. These are just a everyday run-of-the-mill hardware store handle. They're all right. They're a bit thin in here for a decent handle. I'd like to see a bit more body in here, but that costs more in timber. That's a reject that I brought home to put in my axe. See, it's got a bit of cracking in one side of it, but it's not going to be a bad handle. Got a little axe to put that in. That's the peacock out there you heard. Anyway, I've got about 100 of these to make tomorrow. I've got to put this in my axe at this point. I'm living on site. I am living on site, but I'm in the back of the van at the moment. Some point in daylight, I'll have a look around the other side. Around the back of the shed, there's room for some sort of demountable housing, something like that. And we'll put amenities in here and upstairs living for visitors. So there'll be a bathroom and toilet in here. Kitchenette. If we can keep the vermin out, which is probably going to be more of an ongoing thing than we expected. So water comes in this side and septic comes in this side, which is a bit of a pain. But probably we're going to run over here in this little corner. We're going to put a kitchen, like a bathroom, living area right under the mezzanine, and then a kitchen area there, and upstairs a living area and a library, office, that sort of stuff. We'll see how that goes, but that's sort of the plan, and probably a door through the back here somewhere into the outside, so I don't have to go round. But yeah, Bugs build, it's cheaper to buy a new axe than a new handle, probably, but if you've got an old axe, it's a lot better axe. That's the thing. And to be honest, made 500 axe handles in the last 3 weeks. So someone must be buying axe handles. We're in a situation where we sold 2,500 axe handles, 2,500 handles last week and only made 1,500. So someone's buying handles. Here's a tip. If you want a new file handle for an old file, just go and buy a new file, because the new file will be better. Guarantee you. Throw some of the old ones out. I'll send them to Bill to make things out of. But yeah, throw some of them out, because you draw full of old files and none of them work. Unimpressed about that when it happens. So that's sort of what's happening here. There's stuff here everywhere. It's all sort of in the way. I'm going to have to condense a bit. I would like probably some pallet racking up here to get some stuff up off the floor a bit. And lathe and the mill will go here, and grinder, that sort of stuff. So I would like my gear to take up 2 bays on the side here, and then someone else can have the rest of the space. Yeah, so it's all happening. Oh, there's a lot of projects here. a lot of things that need some care and attention. Now I'm here and I've sort of got a couple of hours after work in the daylight. And I've been coming down here for a couple of hours just sorting stuff out and cleaning up and doing things. But it's a slow sort of a progress sort of thing. And I haven't even looked at the roller yet. Anyway. Progress is always slow. I need to get stuff done. Need to order the worm for this gear. Which goes under this cover here. That's a work in progress. Need to pull that off at some point when I feel like coming down here overnight, probably on Sunday when I'm feeling like getting dirty and crawling around under rollers and things. I've got to pull the injector off, which has got some problems. So Sunday there might be some roller progress. We'll see. But some degreasing would be a very good thing. We'll see how we go. I've still got a panel to do for a panel swap that's a week late. So at some point, I've got a panel there. Just got to put some artwork on it, and my paints are all still out at fridges because food and fridge is away for the week, so that's not going to happen. But, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm probably going to call this in a minute. Thanks everyone for joining in, but I need bed. I'm having trouble staying awake and my feet hurt. I need to go and lay down. Got 100 hours. Finished about batch of 180 or something. We needed 260, never enough blanks, but we did 180 pick handles or matic handles. Which by the way are all sold, so they've not even gone to stock, they've just gone out the door. And I'm back into axe handles again tomorrow, so that's how that is. Have done a bit of metal lathe work and a bit of project work around the place. Made up 3 Morse tapers on it yesterday morning on the here in Forbes lathe. It's not a bad machine, and they all come out pretty good, but yeah. Doing a bit of that sort of work too. But there's always plenty to do. And I haven't really had to sleep in last weekend. I just sort of... Weekend was Friday. Left here at about lunchtime and I called in Grafton and picked up that toolbox because it was available and I was going past and I had the actual $40 in my pocket. And went straight up the Gold Coast. Sort of had a bit of a go at packing stuff up on Friday night. Saturday morning, Marty and William come past with the truck and we assembled a big gantry and loaded the mill on the truck and the lathe and everything else. Some of the bulky stuff, our world is not light, and all the lathe bits and the mill, the yellow box and the grinder and whatever else needed to come. And about 2 o'clock Saturday we got away after unassembling the grinder and come down here Saturday night. We got here fairly late after a few interruptions and a fairly slow trip. That's all right. Sunday morning we went downtown for breakfast and then fired up the excavator, and it's in there for the track work excavator. I've run it out here and unloaded everything nicely. And I've been putting it away ever since. They took off back home, sort of a bit before lunch. I went back to work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I've got tomorrow, and then I've got half a day on Friday. And then we've got a meeting on Friday afternoon and another meeting on Saturday and a barbecue. And then Sunday is mine, probably to clean some stuff up and put stuff away. Do a bit of work on that lathe and get it half back together. And we can start thinking about work again on Monday. So that's my week. Not all that exciting. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it because I'm done. I'm literally done. I've had enough. And thanks so much for joining in and for the chat and all that stuff. Hope we've got a bit of a progress update. I'm going to turn our lights off and lock up now and go to bed. Crawl in back in my van on a mattress and get up again at 6 o'clock or something in the morning and do it all again. So that's what's happening, and that's where we're at. As far as progress goes, it doesn't feel like we've made a lot, but we've moved a lot of stuff. So I'd like to get that lathe back up and running fairly quickly because I've got jobs for that. And I'd like to have some other machines up and running too because I've got jobs for them. But we've got to basically rewire this thing as well. So that's going to require a little bit of expenditure and some time. Anyway, thanks guys. I'm out, and be kind to each other and particularly to me. And we'll catch you next week.